That's right there. Let's do the damn thing. Let's do it.
Hey y'all, what's going down, everybody? I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And Jonesy isn't here, he's sick again.
But shout out to him.
But yeah, shout out.
Hope you get better, bro.
And we're the Basement Weirdos, and this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Sorry, I forgot the intro.
Oh, you got it.
I was, but
Cheers to everybody.
yeah, cheers, happy Friday. As you can see, it's,
Do you want a drink? Yeah, I was going to say, you might have to get a glass. Damn it.
as you can see, we're at Bully's again at the Platinum Private.
Shout out to Bully for letting us set up last minute, though.
I see Affy said he'll let us know how the sound's working. That goes for everybody. Let us know how the sound's working. I told him, or asked him if he would.
Okay, sick.
He said he will whenever we start, but
nice. Give it a few minutes.
let's
It's a
see
little
here.
delayed.
Oh, I see the green thing blinking up here. So
Oh, it looks like it might be a little mediocre,
I think
maybe.
I bet it was like that last week. So,
Okay,
and last
cool.
week was good.
It was, yeah.
Let us know what you think. If it's good,
Oh, yeah.
audio, go in the live chat, whatever. Anyways, like I said, you can see again we're at the Platinum Private.
That's right.
Yeah, we're just chilling. We just had some Toppers pizza. It was fucking fire.
That was fire. First time.
Sounds good. Okay. So
Sounds really sick.
again, we're supposed to have Nayaf
Yeah.
on. Shout out to Nayaf. You can find him. It's Nayaf93, I think.
Yeah.
On Instagram. It's Nayaf everywhere else, I believe.
I believe so.
But yeah, go check him out. I do believe we're gonna have him next week, and everything will be back to normal.
Hopefully, yeah. And but what you could do right now is go check out his single. Tell me what you think. Music video on YouTube right now.
I haven't seen the video, but I was looking. I posted a couple of pictures last week from his Instagram that were from the video shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
And someone commented on it and was like, "Oh, why do the girls seem more interested in each other than him?" And like, he's just like they're like just analyzing it or criticizing it or whatever. And I was like, "Oh." I was like, I'm gonna say something. I was like, you know what? I'm like, whatever. But it's just
Must be a loving hater.
negativity. Yeah.
Yeah, I showed it to Nayaf. Our apologies for the last couple fallouts, but we'll make it up.
So as you guys can see, we do have a guest tonight.
Oh yeah.
VC in the building.
Hey, cheers to you, bro.
Cheers, man.
Oh yeah,
Thanks
now
for
we can
sitting in.
cheers. Now we
Yeah.
can cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Come by.
But yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, man.
Something I wanted to talk about too is the trucker convoy
Yeah.
that's going on right
Absolutely.
now.
Hitting
Freedom
Ottawa
Rally.
right now.
Yeah, are they? Yeah,
I believe
by
so.
West, yeah.
By West,
'Cause
yeah.
I know that
in
they already.
Ontario.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that they already got to Parliament Hill from like the Toronto area,
Yes, yeah.
but yeah, I knew
There's
that they were
supposed
going
to
to
be
be
a
coming
bunch.
by from out west.
Yeah, a bunch more yet. Yeah, even heard there was a small group from out east too.
Nice.
Yeah, that they arrived yesterday or something as well.
See, I was talking to somebody out west yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sick of these fucking all these rules and stuff, whatever." And I was like, "Oh, hopefully this trucker thing works out." And they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?"
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You don't know about
They had
the
no
like,
idea.
trucker thing?" And then they're like, "Oh, I heard about like truckers and something," but she's like, "I thought it was about something else."
Right.
And I was like, "No, it's about this." She's like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
But even one of my buddies said too. He said there's another thing going on out west
Oh yeah.
that is for something else. It's like for like their like
So all
Fair
these are
wages or
truckers
something.
that own their own rigs?
Yeah,
Those kind of
I
truckers?
believe so.
they
'cause
must, yeah.
it's-
Like,
this-
I was saying on the
must
way
not be
here.
like one of those logistic
Well,
companies.
I was saying on the way here that I was like, well, if I owned a company and I had the money, I'd say, fuck it, take the trucks.
Yeah,
You
go.
guys go drive down. Fuck, I'll bring a truck too.
Yeah.
Because I was
I
saying,
don't think it's all covered by insurance and stuff if you just send it out for strike.
well, you still have insurance, but it wouldn't be. Yeah, you still get insurance because you can still drive a truck for not a job, but because you have to drive it back from the job sometimes. And stuff.
They're
Because
probably
what if
taking
something
a risk.
happens, right?
Well, they're
That's the
all
thing.
taking a risk, but they
Yeah.
do. They have funding through GoFundMe. But I mean,
I hear it's like $6 million or something.
Holy shit.
I heard it was 3-5,
Yeah.
and it was frozen, but they were working
Yeah.
with lawyers to So whole
crazy.
thing.
And it was good for them if they can take it off for joyride, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was saying to him, I was like, yeah, you know what? If I see one, or I didn't say this to him, I was telling him that I thought this to myself. I thought, if I see one, at a gas station or something, I'm gonna like, I was thinking fill up his truck,
Help you
right?
fill up,
And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm like, it's probably like a couple grand to fill up a truck like that,
Yeah,
like
especially
there's like
the
huge
prices
tanks
now.
on each
Oh,
side.
for
and shit,
sure.
like,
And it's diesel also.
well, then I thought,
Yeah.
then I started thinking, like, man, like, a lot of these guys are probably paying right out of their pocket for it,
That's
like,
the thing I don't
you know?
understand.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they'd have to pay gas just
Gas,
to get here.
insurance, all that.
Food.
Yeah.
They're probably sleeping in their trucks, so we'll give them that. But they do have funding to help them with everything.
That's
My
nice.
biggest concern would be getting back home once all is said and done, because you don't know
Yeah.
how long you'll end up being here,
It's true.
and all that. So I mean, they'll be sitting waiting for at least 5 days because Trudeau already said he was going into
Oh, yeah.
station, so they'll have to wait that out at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's gonna be.
That's nicely timed though, right?
Oh wow.
Oh well,
Yeah,
it's
really.
all a big
Yeah.
old. It's just a chess game, you know. Yeah, that was Trudeau's move.
I might have met somebody who might have had COVID. That's all you have to say. So I'm
Yeah.
self-isolated.
Yeah.
I mean,
Smart man.
it's probably going to run its course for the most part. Everyone gets sick, but
Yeah.
as for doing, you know what I mean, shutting the whole country down.
Yeah.
It's just doing damage.
But they're opening up on Monday, right?
I don't
What?
think so.
Yeah, 50% and all that. And
Oh really? But back
the
to
mayor was saying
vaccinated only,
it's time we learn to live with this thing, because
But it's still gonna be passports and stuff.
Passports.
yeah, for sure. All that,
and-
yeah. All that, but still, yeah, it's still opening up.
And the reason, we should say the reason why the truckers are here is because Trudeau isn't allowing passage through the border, right? So food supply, that's a big part of it. They can't go down, no one can come up. It's a big part of the trucking industry, I believe, anyways.
That being said, it's high time that Canada actually packages and manufactures stuff on their own.
Yeah.
Versus sending all the raw material this way and getting the finished product that way,
Yeah.
5 times more expensive. So it's high time they.
Yeah.
No, that's so true though. Because apparently we do that with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff, like their oil.
Yeah.
Send it to them, they
Raw
turn it into
materials.
glass.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah,
raw
wood, even
materials.
wood and lumber.
Wood, yeah. We
Yeah.
send them
It's just
logs
great
and
to
We have plenty of resource.
they bring it all down, like mill it down and send it back to us,
Right.
and we pay them for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the way the world works. When you really
Yeah.
figure it out, there's some
Maybe
people
maybe
that
it's a
could
good
care
thing
less.
that there's some, restrictions on exports.
You're right. There has to be some sort of regulation. It's just like hunting and fishing, right? If there wasn't any, everything would be gone. It'd all be gone before you could
Yeah,
replace it, or you know what I mean, make it sustainable.
yeah, it's not getting replenished or
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
So, but at the same time, there's definitely another side to it all, where there's control and profiting.
well, now the deer in the middle of the bush have COVID.
Yeah, for real.
That's what they're warning. They're warning around here, saying that not around here, like in the city, but like just in Ontario and stuff. They're saying that like wild deer in Ontario are coming up with
Should have
COVID.
tried, yeah.
Well, deer.
So yeah, and I think it's just to get people fucking.
To stay
Like,
home,
Well, yeah, like okay, like not to hunt,
hunt.
but
yeah.
like not that they're like, oh, don't hunt. It's just like you said, stay at home.
Yeah,
instead, or
stay
whatever.
home. It's like a control thing. It's another thing because it's just another. Well, whenever it comes to exactly what we were talking about before this, it's like trying to reach out to a whole other range of audience, right? It's like you got the mainstream, but maybe if we said this, it would get just another 1,000 more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the hunters would follow. You know what I mean? Follow suit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So.
Like
Yeah.
my son has COVID right now.
Right,
you know,
you were telling me
But what's
that.
that?
How do you know that?
I don't know. Yeah, they tested him, but I haven't seen him since Saturday, and like just last night, I guess he started to feel sick. So I would probably assume I'm good.
Yeah.
But Yeah, and then they took a test this morning that said, yeah.
Right.
But apparently his mom said like the whole class has it. Maybe
Yeah.
not the whole
Well,
class,
those
but
tests have a
them.
lot of false positives.
And that's just it too, right? He's really sick, but like it could be anything, right? It's
Yeah.
just, and I was gonna say
It's
that
that
to her,
time
like,
of
just
year,
do it,
man.
right? Like all this and whatever. Because even too, I did one at my buddy's house, and it's funny. He goes, "Here you go," and he's like, "I did one." He's like, "But I fucking burned it in the fire," and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well," he's like, "I don't want anyone know that I did a test or whatever."
Oh
right?
yeah,
It's like, "Oh yeah," so he gives it to me. He goes, "But you have to take it with you and throw it out." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." But I did it. And we sat there for a bit. It's like takes 15, 20 minutes or whatever. So we sat there for a bit and then we looked at it and we're like, okay, yeah, it's good. Or it's negative, sorry. It's positive.
Positive.
Yeah. I always think that though, right? Because it's positive that you don't have it, you know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah, so it was negative. And then we sat there and talked for a bit and we smoked a joint and stuff. So it might have been, I don't know, fucking half an hour, 40 minutes after we had like checked it, right?
Mhm.
And I looked and it was like the other line was like starting to come through
Oh,
just a
yeah.
little bit. But the thing is it's what it is like you drop the fucking drops in it and this thing fills up with water, right?
Yeah.
So I figure eventually it's just gonna soak through the fucking thing.
Yeah,
right?
of course,
You
right?
know, so while I sat it there, I was like, does that mean I have it? He's like, get out. And I was like, no, I think so. And then we were just joking, but
Yeah.
but he said the same thing. He probably just fucking saturated right into it and made it come
Yeah.
out because even too, whenever I took a picture of it, you couldn't really see it.
Right.
So it wasn't that prominent anyways.
Yeah.
But even something like that, someone would be like, oh, it's what it is, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh, but it's not, you know?
Not. Yeah. You'd never know.
I saw them take one, were you gonna see the water?
Well, a whole
Take one,
bunch.
put it under the tap water like that.
Yeah, I saw
Put it down.
on a page I follow. The caption was like, "I'm just gonna leave this here or whatever." So this whoever posted it did it themselves. But I think there's probably like six, we'll say 6 or 8 tests, but they must have dropped. They dropped like Coca-Cola water,
Oh yeah.
and then a real one, and all that. And 2 of them came back positive. One being Coca-Cola, and the other one I can't quite remember what it was, but they tried a bunch of stuff, orange juice, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, two came back with both bars.
Yeah, apparently those tests are fucking shit though.
Yeah.
Like there's apparently a couple countries that stopped using them.
For that exact reason.
Yeah,
right?
because they're false positives.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope these truckers can do something.
Make an impact,
Yeah,
man.
my son, he was even making a sign
Yeah.
and stuff like that because they
Yeah.
were gonna go to the highway and like fucking hold it up when they go
Oh, yeah.
by because like they live literally fucking
Right there.
right at the highway.
That's something I'll remember forever and be proud of, probably, you know? Because
Yeah.
as a kid, it's like, my parents believe in this and I'm going to go witness it, you know what I mean? And they're there. He'll remember that forever.
Yeah, when I was driving here, I'd see the trucks and stuff like that, and they'd roll my window down, like waving, honk,
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. I'm like, fucking right.
Saw a couple on our way down. Couple flags.
Oh,
Pretty busy on, what was it? The 416?
yeah, coming in
Down to one lane. There's a,
north, I guess it'd be.
they're coming north, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty busy. Down to one lane, there was an accident,
Oh, that's right.
and then there was, well, also there was like trucks and stuff
Trucks,
too.
yeah. And
But yeah, no. Thing is
history, man. We're living history the last 3 years at least. This will be in textbooks.
yeah.
Hopefully,
Oh yeah,
hopefully written the proper way though.
yeah. There'll be pictures of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. True that, eh? But hopefully they actually stick it out and then fucking
Yeah.
sit there, you know.
They have they really committed. They showed up here from out west, man. Like I wouldn't be going back until, you know, it was just worth it in my mind, you know, because
Yeah.
it's a lot of money just in gas alone. So, and you have to wonder too. Imagine all those truckers. They raise money, but who controls that money? And how do all those truckers get a piece of the money just to fill their truck up? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
true.
how would that work out? So,
But I mean, there's probably people organizing it.
for sure,
like,
there's probably pages. And,
Remember, I was telling you about there's a.
What you should do is interview a trucker.
You
Find out,
know,
ask all these questions.
if we were set up like to go out and about, well, out and about, I say, mobile, you know, if we could be down there right now,
Wow, today's a cold
it'd be
one.
cool, but yeah, it's cold.
I
We're not
thought of
really
it earlier because we
prepared,
can go live
on the
on
GoPro
our phone.
phone, right? Yes.
So I was thinking about doing the show from there.
It would be something.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it's true though, because then
Citizen journalism.
we'd have all the answers and stuff.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
But
right
no,
there.
whenever I was on my way to pick them up, there's like it's like in the middle of fucking nowhere, pretty much. It's like 20 minutes from fucking Arm Prior, and this whole big field was plowed. Like there was a whole bunch of rows of snow, like big piles of snow, road like this, and then like big gaps in between. You could see the grass. I'm like, wonder why they fucking plowed the field like that. Like that seems so weird. And then I saw like two big like orange spikes at the fucking the entrance, and I was like, oh, it must be for the transports and
Truckers.
stuff, right?
Mhm.
And then
For parking.
yeah, and then right by his house is the
Engine truck
the
stuff.
truck stop. So
Yeah.
we could see a few trucks there, but there was actually, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a SUV
Yeah.
and it had like two big flags coming out of it.
Oh, I actually think
But
I
it
missed
was like one of those vehicles that it would be like ahead of a transport, like a wide load
right.
thing, and
Yeah.
it has like the fucking flags and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So it was like one of those.
Yeah.
But it was just parked in the middle of the parking lot, like where the transports come in.
right.
And but I thought to myself, I'm like, maybe that's like one of those people, right? The
Yeah.
organizer people, you know?
Right.
And that's who might, like, just thinking of it now,
That make a lot of
that
sense.
might be who's in control of the
And
money.
control,
And
yeah.
like, yeah, come,
Yeah.
like, yeah, sign your name,
Yeah.
sign your name.
Like maybe they even have it in groups where there's like 4 of that guy.
Yeah,
certain
yeah. Well,
areas,
it'd
right?
have to be too, because there's so many people.
That would help out, yeah.
That's crazy.
Because whoever's coming from Toronto wouldn't go to Armpire. They just go straight up into the city.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but there'd be
whoever's
a guy
coming
with
out,
them, yeah.
exactly, and then whoever's coming out west,
Yeah.
definitely stop at
But
Angela.
yeah, apparently they like tried to hold the money from them or
Yeah,
something
froze
like
the
that.
account
Yeah, that's fucked.
because the other side doesn't believe in it at all, right? They're like, these guys they're trying to make it sound like they're going to be violent and,
Yeah.
and all that, but it's not. I don't think it will be.
I saw some propaganda where it said that there's like a conversation going on social media that there's going to be people trying to like meet the truckers, and it's not going to be pretty type thing. Like they're saying they're like against them and
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
And
Well,
like,
that's enticing riots.
well,
You gotta
but-
watch out for like
but the-
undercover people trying to make it look bad, right?
But the thing is, I don't think that that's even happening. I just think that
Yeah.
they're saying that because like most people are waiting out there to fucking wave them on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But they're saying that. I just think it's propaganda to say that, to say, oh fucking, so that they'll stop and be like, oh shit, there's people that are gonna like meet us there and hurt us. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, oh, we're starting
Yeah.
this like war between our citizens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, that maybe second guess
Yeah.
themselves.
If they were gonna,
But it
come
was
out
the
to support
only
it,
one article that I saw like it,
right.
and so I just figured, I'm like, man, that's got to be what it is.
Right.
Is it's just fucking
The other side,
propaganda.
Right,
I think I'm using that word right. Yeah,
You're-
just
it's
something
right,
fake to like
Yeah.
make you feel something. Yeah.
because it's the
Um,
left and the right, right? When you look at
Yeah.
it, it's almost like a war. You know what I mean? Like, Trudeau's move was going into isolation.
Yeah.
His side would be what you were just saying, throw that into the media or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then there's the other side, like everyone that's for the truckers, they're here for a real reason, not to be
Yeah.
violent. But the other side will always try to make it look evil.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some people's minds are fresh from the storming of the U.S.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's almost the same thing. You know?
Almost,
Could
yeah.
be, could end up the
that's
same way.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny because I've seen that reference
Yeah.
recently a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes. That's what it was back in the day with democracy, I guess. If the people truly did not agree with who was in power, they would overthrow that person and be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, in a way, there's just more control nowadays, right? You can't really do that
Oh,
without
yeah.
getting charged and all that. But you wonder why all that's in place, right? Because
Yeah.
they learned from
see,
history.
Somebody else said too, and like I thought of this right away too, but you really think that like, hey, so the truckers not coming, or not, sorry, truckers coming here, that means they're not moving goods, and stuff like that around
Yeah.
the country, right? So originally, whenever this first came up, people were saying like, oh, it's gonna be good because like the people in the government won't have supplies they need either, the same way as we won't have supplies that we
Right.
need either, right?
Right.
My first thing was, you really think people on top have any trouble getting stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then later somebody else said that too, and I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
They probably
I think
all
they
the-
really have trouble. Like, they either already have it
Yeah.
for a year's supply,
Yeah.
or they like there's some like magical
Good
fucking
fresh shit. Like they're living that
government
good fresh life. You know
Costco
what I
or
mean?
something.
Yeah, like their shit's
But-
like delivered.
But you know what I
right?
mean? It's all like they have it figured out. They're
Yeah.
not worried about going to Walmart and getting a fucking pack of toilet paper.
Exactly.
Or like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe some more than others, you know, like really higher ups.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's like, yeah, do you think that's really even gonna hurt them? You know what I mean? Like, if anything, it's just the what's gonna bug them is the people bugging them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
there's gonna
I-
be people that are like, get the fucking truckers out of my way,
Yeah.
and then there's gonna be the people that are like, we're with the truckers, fuck you guys,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And no matter what, it's gonna be like they're just gonna get bugged to the point where something's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
So like, all I'm saying is I don't think that cutting the supply is gonna hurt them. I just think that like eventually something will have to give in the process. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Especially if they really stick it out. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna have to wait for a while, I think. Because
oh yeah,
it's about, like I was saying, it's a chess game, and Trudeau just played his fucking 5
Yeah.
days. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta wait at least that long, just for any sort of.
On the coldest days of the year.
yeah, yeah.
You know what? Next week is actually looking pretty warm. Like
It is actually.
-5 type thing. So, but yeah. Anyways, it's a huge game. Realistic game we're living in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
Cat and mouse.
yeah.
So
I
what's
hope
going on
they
here?
prevail. Cause yeah,
Be on the hill tomorrow, boys. James Collins.
nice. Shout out to James.
Yeah,
man.
shout out James Collins.
Living the cause, man.
Yeah, fucking
Living.
right.
That's awesome.
Speaking of him, though, we still have to go out with him and do a little vlog on what he does.
That's like a must do. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I've seen him a couple times in the last little bit, and I've been talking about it, but we just haven't.
Yeah.
Just got to plan it. I guess it's been pretty fucking cold, but
It's been cold. Originally, that's what we were wanting to do, but there's always more
yeah.
jackets and stuff. But
And
yeah.
yeah, actually, though, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but he went and actually he
Did
did
that?
that raffle, and then he went and got like just like little mats and stuff like that,
Okay.
and like sleeping bags,
Yeah, yeah.
and like a whole bunch of like toques and mitts and gloves
Just stuff to
and
keep people like
fucking scarves and shit like
comfy
that.
and cold
Yeah.
or warm.
Yeah, like little camping mats and like fucking
Yeah.
blow up shit. and,
Yeah,
like,
right. Cause
whatever.
that like it's better than the fucking cold ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Mats, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Cause I actually never thought of a mat.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
Like when giving food and like warm clothing, but I never thought of a mat. That's actually that probably goes far.
Yeah.
Far. That's actually
And
pretty sick.
there was some too. I've never seen them like that. They're just like a fucking, almost just like one of those rolled up like yoga mats.
Yeah,
But, like
right.
thicker,
Thick.
but it just rolls up into a fucking tube or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't feel
Just
like
enough to
I feel
like
I've
sit
never
on
seen
and
them like
cross
that.
your legs or
Oh, it like
whatever.
rolls out long, like
Like a beach
you
towel.
can lay on it. Like,
Yeah, okay.
But it's just it's compact, right? I
Right.
I was like, that's such a smart idea, but I never
For sure.
I never seen them like that. Because usually, I think of like camping mattress, you have like a big blow up mattress.
Blow,
so
yeah, something that's
it's kind of a fucking hassle when you gotta like pick up and leave and shit.
Eddie would like blow it up too.
Oh yeah.
For
Yeah.
real. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, shout out to James.
We can change the world. You know it, though.
Can.
Yeah.
It's happening right now.
Fucking right. Positivity, man. Yeah, I like that.
Peace, love, positivity.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know who James is, go check him out. James Collins,
Oh,
Pure Love
shit.
Foundation.
I wish I knew what episode.
The
I'll
episode.
tell you where to go.
Oh, we had some Toppers pizza, and it made me feel yucky.
I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know. No, it was.
Never had it
No, it
before.
was delicious. Sorry, don't get me wrong. And I was even gonna say I don't even know if it was the pizza that made me feel yucky. Love you too, bro. I said love you, bros.
Right. We'll have to have him back on sometime for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna find out the episode number.
We actually just smoked this. It's like Black Diamond or Black Domina or something like that, with a snake of shatter down the center, but then like wrapped around that snake of shatter, like a fine thread, was like a snake of some hash, and it's definitely slowed the world down. That is
Pretty
for
good.
sure.
Episode 143.
Putin and giveaway with you guys in February. One what?
Sounds accurate.
One-
Episode 143.
Episode 143. Oh, a little burp. James Collins, check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
type it in the comments for everybody.
Putin and giveaway with you guys in February. Yeah,
That sounds appropriate.
yeah. Should do a Putin giveaway.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I don't know, I might be absent for 1 or 2 in February just
Well,
because
that's
of the
right.
baby. We'll
Yeah.
see what's going on. Hopefully I can make it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You guys should definitely do that. That's an idea.
Oh,
Okay.
you know. Got all like freshed up on Sunday, I think it was.
Yeah, where'd you get that cut?
At Timeless Cuts. Slogan. I forgot what it is.
Slogan.
Something about perfection or something. I'll tell you one day. But yeah, no, we got freshed up. The top is a little long here, as you can see. It's not his fault. It's my
Left
fault.
it in a little bit.
But yeah, no, me and Bully went and we brought one of our friends with us. And we shot a little video, and you guys will see that soon too.
Fuck yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Fuck yeah, gang.
Holy shit, dog. I kind of have a little bit of a headache, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. This guy's fucking himself up.
Yeah, fuck. I think they drugged my house sauce or
Yeah.
something. With drugs.
Y'all heard him though. It was toppings.
Toppers.
Toppers, yeah.
Oh my god. Toppers has this thing last week in February. Toppers has this thing. My dad used to talk about this pizza in a cup. It's pretty much exactly what you think it is. Like, it's cup. And then there's pizza ingredients in it. And then you just put it in the microwave. It heats up and it melts. And then you eat it with a spoon or a fork, whichever you prefer. And it's just like the top off of a pizza. And at Toppers, I was looking at the menu and I was like, oh, what else do they have other than this pepperoni explosion or whatever it was called?
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it was a fucking bomb. They had the roasted ronies. But anyways, what I'm getting at is they had pizza in a bowl and you could get like, you know, Hawaiian or like, what's the one with the Canadian or combo. I just realized I had to say something else.
Look at me and ask what's on it.
I had to say something else because I realized I just named like 2 nationality pizzas, like Hawaiian.
Oh, right,
Canadian,
yeah.
and combo. But anyways, no, they have you can make your own, put your own like
Combination.
pick your own toppings of it. But it's just a bowl with sauce and cheese and like pepperoni, whatever you want in
It's
it.
like a poutine minus
Do you like
Everything.
pineapple on your
Yeah.
pizzas?
What's that?
Pineapple on your pizza?
Yeah, I do pineapple.
I'll do it, but I don't usually go for it myself.
No, it's
yeah.
well. I mean, for
I'll do
me,
it. Like if it,
yeah,
that's
I
what
don't
it
have
is.
to. Or no, sorry, I don't mean I don't have to. I don't like. Yeah, I don't go out of my way to do it. Or I don't always do it, or it's not like always. But you know what? I kind of want Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like
It's
here and
definitely a
there.
good change.
Or at the fucking Brentford Pizzeria, they have what's it called?
I like that.
It might actually be called Angry Hawaiian.
Oh yeah,
If not, it's called something else. But
pineapples on it.
But it has pineapples on it, with, like hot peppers and some shit.
Okay,
And
so it's sweet and hot.
yeah, and it's fucking bomb. So
Okay.
it's not just for me, you know. It's like it's not just Hawaiian. Like I'll eat it with other shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has to be a thing. Yeah. Do you like it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be like like I said, certain time or something.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
like when I like want it.
Right. Like you're
yeah,
not
it's
going into
always like.
Pizza, and you see that Hawaiian single slice sitting there.
Yeah,
Not
man.
getting that.
There was a while actually where there's a place called. You know what? I just said Redford Pizzeria,
Yeah.
and I think this place is actually called Ottawa Pizzeria.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, or it's called Ottawa Pizza. I
Right.
don't know, but it's right across from Barrymore's in Babylon,
Okay.
and they have one of those like slice warmer things.
hmm
So it's got all the pizzas rotating on it,
Right.
and then it's kind of like a thin, like pizza type pizza.
Okay.
But they have like everything. So like all kinds of different slices. So you go in and it's not just like like pepperoni or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Because also too in Redford there's not a lot of people buying slices all the time, so it's
Yeah.
just pepperoni.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, they had everything. So the thing is I ate so much fucking Hawaiian
Oh yeah.
because it was a choice. So I'm like,
Right.
well, I really only walked in here to buy a pepperoni or pepperoni and bacon or something, you know, like I just came in to get a normal slice of pizza, but it was something like $3.50 or like $3.75 for a slice of pizza,
Yeah.
but then it was 2 for $5. So I'm like, for another $1.25 plus all the tax and shit, I'm like, I can have 2 slices of pizza. I'm
Yeah.
like, for sure.
That's it.
And they had this bomb garlic dip.
Oh
Side
yeah.
note. But anyways, yeah. So I would always. So once my buddy lived around the corner from there,
Mhm.
and once I learned about this, we'd always go there and we'd always eat this fucking pizza.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's like, well, I only really came for this one. And I'm like, might as well, you know, kind of like adventure with the Hawaiian
With the
over
second
here,
one,
you know.
yeah.
And yeah, so then just because it was an option, and I did it so much, I like fucking made myself sick of Hawaiian
Sick of
pizza
it,
for a
yeah.
while. Like it was just like,
Yeah, I'm like I won't go out of my way, but I'm usually I'll venture out. But Chad used to bug me about. I'd be the guy that get the same old thing, and he'd be the guy that
chicken fingers and fries.
yeah, he'd like venture out, and he'd always be like, "Oh man, like same thing every time, eh?" or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
tease me for sticking to the same old thing.
I
He's
had.
like,
I'm sorry.
no,
No, I had Afghani. Oh, you weren't here. Sorry. I had Afghani food the other day. I think I got Afghani. Is that
Here in the
Let's
city?
say that too. Yeah, we ordered it here, and no, sorry, I thought you were here. It was Kin was here, and shout out Kin on the beat. But no, it was good. So we were sitting here and like, we're like, oh, what are we gonna order? This and that, whatever. And then like for some reason that came up, and I was like, I don't know, like, what is it to believe? He's like, man, he's like, I wouldn't steer you wrong. Like, it's good. It's just, you know, rice and salad and meat and stuff, right? I'm like,
right.
yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so then whenever I ordered it, there's like a bunch of different platters like this, but like this one was like the combo platter, you know? And so we all ordered the same thing. And then we're sitting there waiting for it, and I'm like, see, I wonder what like the combo platter is. I saw like chicken and like, you know, I saw beef and I saw all these different things. So like, what's this combo thing? And he's like, oh man, he's like, it's like meat. Like he's like, they put a stick through it. He's like, and then they like put it on these rocks and like bash it and shit.
Right.
And I was like, really?
Okay,
I'm like,
yeah.
what? And then anyways, so I'm picturing that it's gonna come on a stick,
Right, like
but
a
it
shish kebab.
doesn't. Yeah, and I guess they take the stick out. It's like an
Okay.
actual like thing that they reuse to do this with.
Right, they just
And
cook it.
yeah, and it's just chunks of beef and chunks of chicken. But then this one is like almost looks like a rivet, you know, like a McRib or something.
Okay.
Like it's like a fake rib.
It's
thing.
just a round.
Yeah, well, no, it'd be like looks
It
like,
looked like an
bumpy,
actual-
like it looks bumpy,
Okay.
like it has ribs, but it doesn't.
Right.
It's just the meat formed that
Form-
way.
Okay.
Um,
They use their fingers.
Yeah.
So it's,
Okay.
it's the,
But with the what did I say?
With the beef
Oh no, the
steak.
have you ever seen the McRib?
Yeah.
Or like ribs?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you know, like bumpy like that.
Right.
So it looks like that. So then anyways, we eat it, it was awesome, right?
Yeah.
But it has like different spices and shit too. Like
Okay.
it's kind of just like a different, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was telling my buddy about it. He's very like he's like I guess you'd say like cultured or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was telling him, oh man, I hate this like Afghani food, whatever. And I told him the same story I just told you. And whenever I got to the part where I was like, yeah, he said like it's just like fucking they put the meat on a stick and like put it on the rock and like this and that. My buddy goes, okay. He's like, it's kind of like a little sword thing. And he's like, and the reason why it looks like a rivet is because like you said, he's like, yeah, they use their hands to like form it onto the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like a mash of was it lamb and beef? Or
depends.
something?
So it's like ground meat.
Right,
meat.
of course.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they put all the spices and the herbs.
Yeah.
and
But yeah, it was, so
and
it's
they
like
use
almost
their-
like donair kind of, but like it was nicer.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
But no, it
exactly
was
how
so
I
good
picture
though.
it.
It's like what
It's
am
all
I
about
saying?
how
It's
you
all the
prepare
adventurous.
that meat.
You were talking about adventurous or like just like
Right. Yeah.
like
Trying
sticking to one
something new.
thing. But yeah, I was like, what's it like?
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, I want steer ramen. I'm like, all right. And it was
No doubt. Yeah. Smells good. Probably tastes good.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was good. And there's lots too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
2 meals. Yeah.
No way. On one.
Oh, just in like it's like it comes in a thing,
Right.
but it's like
okay.
yeah, like there might be fucking I don't know 6 pieces of chicken, 6 pieces of beef, but it's like chunks of fucking
Okay.
you know, and then there's this fucking slab or whatever the fuck it's called, and
It's good.
but yeah, no, it's good, but yeah, either way, point is yeah, I'm just saying, you know, I'm
Shami
like
kebab.
kind of adventure. What's that?
Shami.
Shami? I don't know.
Shami kebab. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. But yeah, I'm like starting to be adventurous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because even too, like I went. This is a few years ago now, but I went to my brother. My brother works for a company where there's a lot of people there that are Portuguese,
Right.
and like they actually like came here from Portugal.
Right.
And the funny thing is the person who works there that's been here the shortest time is like a younger dude. Like he's about my brother's age or maybe a little bit younger. So it's like they get along the most, but he's like the least used to like being here. I mean, he's been here for 5 years now, I think. But I just mean, so either way, so this is a few years ago. So
Yeah.
he's been here the least. So we went to his uncle's restaurant, and his uncle's restaurant is a Portuguese restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the East End.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it closed or not because whenever we went there, he said that it's like closing soon.
Mm.
But the other thing is my brother lived near, and I think he said that it was open, like after it was like supposed to close,
Mhm.
so it might still be. But we were going to get like they do octopus tentacles.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they do like rabbit stew, I think it is. And when you order like I think it's sea bass maybe, just comes as like a whole fish and stuff. So they're talking about all this stuff, and I'm like, oh cool, yeah. I'm like, yeah, and I've never eaten rabbit. I've like where I live, people do it like it's a normal thing,
A stew
but
or
I've
something.
never actually like eaten it myself. So I'm like, cool, yeah, I'll try that, you know. And I was like, oh yeah, like the tentacles and stuff. I'd never tried at that time, and so, but I had like calamari, but I never had
Yeah,
like.
try
Did you
that
like? Did you like
once.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It came
but no,
fried?
oh no, sorry. They didn't get. They didn't. Whenever we got there, they didn't have the rabbit or the
Oh, both of them?
octopus.
Okay.
I thought you meant calamari.
Right.
But yeah, no, so they never ended up having it, but we went there and like, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna like,
Akama is
I'm-
squid, no?
It's squid.
yeah.
Okay.
But this one is octopus. I'm just saying the closest thing I've had is
Closest thing, yeah,
calamari. But so I'm there and I even was like, yeah, I'm ready for the full like Portugal experience and stuff. Like I want all the delicacies and stuff, and like I want what's everything, So they had like a little charcuterie board served before, and like I don't like olives, and like they had like these little tiny. He said they're just called Portuguese olives or something.
Yeah.
They're like little tiny, and there's a pit in them, but it's like most of this little tiny fucking olive. But I ended up eating a couple of those, and like, oh yeah, it's not bad, like whatever, yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna like, I'm right into this, whatever, I want to try everything. So they don't have the rabbit, they don't have the fucking octopus. I'm like, fuck, okay. So then like, what, like, what can I have that's like adventuring into like this stuff, So I had the olive, and I'm like, what, like, show me more stuff, So they ordered the sea bass, and I was like, at this point, we didn't know if the fish was going to come all on one thing. But I'm like, I don't want to order the same thing they're ordering,
Yeah.
So I looked through all this shit, and like I'm picky with my like toppings and stuff. I don't really like a lot of my burger, but I find this thing, and it's called La Bifana or La Bifana or something like that. And I'm like, okay, it says it's like a pork sandwich, and it says it's like a pork on a bun with cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
To me, that sounds plain as fuck.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you order like a burger or something on a menu, somewhere on that menu it says all burgers are served with this stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Say everything.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that there's like somewhere it says on the menu that it comes with a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like I said, it's a pork sandwich, or a pork chop on a sandwich or on a bun with cheese, and served with fries. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, I bet you it comes with some kind of like Portuguese sauce, and like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like in my mind, there's something coming on this, right? So, anyways, and I'm trying to adventure into like his shit, right? So anyway, his culture, right? So then it comes, and I look at it, I'm like, this looks like they get fucking a whole ass fish, eyeballs and all, on the plate, and I get this little like, just a bun with a piece of meat, cheese, and then like little string fries. And I just was like, oh, don't get me wrong, it was good too. I'm not complaining.
doubt.
It's just that
Usually.
when you think like, oh, I'm gonna go and like,
Venture.
I'm gonna venture into this other like culture stuff. It's like
Your
you
plate
just
looks
got like a little kid's meal or
your
something,
plate
right?
American.
Yeah, I'm like,
kids
man, I
meal,
feel like I just ordered like a little kid meal.
Order like what the natives do.
And then
If it's sea bass, it's sea bass.
well, then I said to Buddy, I explained this all to Buddy. I'm like, see, I thought I was, venturing into your shit. I'm like, I thought it was gonna come with a bunch of stuff. I'm like, it's good that it doesn't because I'm picky. But he's like, no, he's like, that's the way that sandwich is served, is just pork with the cheese or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the way it is. He goes, really? He's like, you picked the most Portuguese thing in the menu to order. And I was like, a bun with a piece of meat and cheese on it is the most Portuguese thing. I'm
Must
like,
be street food, eh?
I'm like, this guy's lying to me. I'm like, he's lying to me, man. I'm like, why would he say that? I'm like, I get it. Like, I ordered off the kids' menu by accident or something, right? Like, whatever. So his uncle comes out of the back and he's like, oh, like he was cooking or something. So he comes out and he's like, yeah, he's like, I see. He's like, you ordered the bifana, yeah. He's like, it's the most Portuguese thing you could order off the menu. I'm like, huh. I'm like, I wonder if he told him to tell me that.
Or it's like
And I'm
an ongoing joke there where they see that.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? But they end up telling me that, and I'm sitting there drinking a Super Bock beer. It's a Portuguese beer, and they end up telling me that, like you said, street food. Like if you go to like a fair or a festival or whatever there, where we would have like hamburgers and hot dogs and maybe pizza, they have the bifana.
Right.
Whatever, it's like a super big thing there, right? Like it's so big there that at McDonald's you can get a bifana and a Super Bock beer,
No way.
and sit there and eat it. They're telling me this, I'm like, cool. Oh, cool. I'm like, I did order the most Portuguese thing, and it just happens that it's made for a fucking 30-year-old kid.
That just tells me that like fried meat and melted cheese on bun is like a unified love around.
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
For sure.
Man, but yeah, and it's just
But
but
they had Nando's. Nando's is Portuguese too.
What's that?
Nando's chicken,
Nando's
cheeky,
chicken.
cheeky
Okay,
Nando's.
The
Yeah.
peri peri.
Yeah, and then actually, so
There's a chicken liver there.
so
You
James,
should try it and
Yeah.
go for the max spicy.
so James actually,
I like spicy.
Chicken liver spicy.
we were talking about our buddy James Collins, and I was at his house there a couple weeks ago, and he made chicken fingers right from fucking like just took the breast
The
and
breast, yeah.
breaded them and everything.
Nice.
Fuck, they were really good.
Okay.
But he was like, yeah, you guys gonna have to bring like whatever sauces you want or whatever, right? He's like, I don't really have much sauce or
Yeah.
whatever. And so I ended up getting the peri peri sauce and some other shit, right?
Mhm.
But we're sitting there, and he's like, man, he's like, what is it? He's like, oh, he's like, I always saw it, but he's like, I never tried it. He's like, oh man, he's like, this is awesome, yeah, whatever. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm like, fucking right.
Yeah.
Because
The spicy garlic, probably.
no, just it was just medium.
Just medium.
Yeah, medium peri peri, yeah. But yeah, no, it's good. But I haven't really ventured too far into that either. I think I got, look, I might have got like a fucking poutine with chicken on it or something basic as fuck. But yeah, it's big in the UK, is it not?
It is,
Yeah, cheeky Nando's.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because I was trying to think, I'm like, why did I tell that story? And I'm like, oh, it's just because I was like trying my hardest to venture into like someone else's world or whatever or their culture, and it was like,
Yeah.
I think I ordered off the kids menu, and it was like
Right.
almost like literally like streamers blew off and came out. Like it was like, oh, you ordered the most Portuguese
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, right.
Oh, sweet.
It's like a
Thank
thing.
you.
Only like, tourists order that.
Yeah. They do a thing too. It's called coffee and music after you eat and stuff.
Right.
And like, I don't know what coffee and music is.
Coffee music
Coffee and music.
and music.
I don't know what it is to tell you.
Okay.
We were drinking coffee. It's
And there
like
was
a
music.
little like espresso coffee type thing.
Right.
Turkish coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was
Cardamom in the bottom. That small.
no,
shot.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And like there was music playing, so
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, oh, it's music and coffee, and he's like, kind of like looks at me, right? So I'm like, oh, there's probably like a bunch of booze in here or something, right? Like
I was
it's just a
gonna
little
ask.
thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like the end music or whatever, coffee and music must be some like there's something in here, right?
Right.
That's gonna like it's the end music, and I'm gonna
Right.
find out,
Yeah.
because he's like kind of not like giving me clear answers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's booze in it, and he's like, no, it's just
No.
coffee and music. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, it's because we're listening to music.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's just coffee and music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but there's like something in it. And he's like, no, it's just coffee and music. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And he's like, just drink it, man.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then we just sat there and kind of drank it. I'm like, I still to this day, this is like I said, this is a fucking probably 4 years ago, even maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, I don't know what
Was it-
coffee and music is.
Was it an event?
No, it was just a little like yeah, there was just music playing, and we were the only people in the restaurant.
Was there drink served?
I
guess if you
sure,
chose-
yeah,
if you
yeah,
wanted.
yeah. Like it's just a restaurant, like but it
Sometimes
was
that's
tiny, tiny little cafe.
part of before you go, like any
Well-
family thing I've been to or like weddings, usually like one free drink at the bar, then you like pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's drinking, then there's dinner,
This is just his uncle
and then
owned the
there's
restaurant.
always coffee served though,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before the music to sober people up
yeah.
before they travel.
You know that doesn't
or,
actually
or
work.
you're gonna stay
Coffee
and
doesn't actually
party,
even sober
right?
you up.
No, for sure. Because
It's
if you
not
put
really-
like 3 ounces
that-
of alcohol into you and then you drink a coffee, like you still have 3 ounces. Of
Well,
alcohol.
but even like when like say like in a movie they show somebody show up drunk to someone's house.
Yeah.
And they're like, here, like have a coffee. You gotta sober up before
Right.
you go home or whatever, right? It like does nothing.
Right.
Which I guess you could already assume.
Yeah.
But no, the thing is, it wasn't even an event either. It was just fucking. We went to his uncle's restaurant,
Right.
and we were the only people. Oh, I shouldn't say it was an event. There was another table there that was
Yeah.
his cousin and his aunt and his other cousin.
Yeah.
Maybe his uncle that
Right.
was like running around working. And it was that guy's birthday. It was his cousin's birthday, so
Okay.
technically they were having a little event, and they gave us
Right.
his shot because they made
Yeah.
a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like like you said, it wasn't like we came to an event or anything. It was
Right,
just we went
yeah.
for dinner.
Right.
But I know what you mean though, because they'll serve the
I think it's a
fucking
thing.
now
yeah.
it's or even sometimes like at midnight or some shit or closer to midnight, they'll have like a snack thing.
Sandwiches,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think because by law they have to provide
Oh,
something like that.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because even too, like bars apparently are supposed to like
Provide
not
a snack
clubs,
or
but like fucking
food.
bars are supposed to have something. Like I went to a bar in Ajax. It's just like a little pub, and like this girl I knew was working there, and so we would just go in there and like fucking drink and shit.
Mhm.
And they were saying that, so I was like, "Oh, do they have food here?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, but you don't want it." And I was like, is it bad? Like, I just want like a poutine or something. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not like fucking picky. And, yeah, I am. And especially with my poutines. But anyways, no, she said she's like it's just like we just have food to say that we have food.
Right.
Yeah. But as for the like later on at night at a wedding,
Yeah.
my buddy had a fucking wedding where they
The
brought out
midnight
like
snacks.
a whole bunch of pizzas
Oh yeah.
and all different kinds of pizzas,
Nice.
everything, and they were just like they weren't super huge, so like
Yeah.
the slice was just little and shit.
Yeah.
And then they had a fucking candy buffet thing.
Oh no way.
Oh, man, it was so good.
That's
But
bomb.
no, but yeah, point
I
is,
think
yeah,
it-
you at the end of the night, or not even the end of the night, but later on, you're like, oh yeah, like since it's been a while since you've eaten.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
I think it's almost by law they have to serve like more like food, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And whenever people have weddings, it's at weddings a lot because people don't. There's not like I think like a grill, you know what I'm saying, where you can like an individual could go order.
Oh yeah,
food.
yeah, yeah. At their leisure.
Yeah, there's
'cause,
dinner, and then
Yeah, because you
they-
gotta think you have 200 people in a room, fucking there's probably 50 of them that
yeah,
if they could order something from the grill, like
Yeah,
you said,
they
they
would
would
be,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
yeah. So they provide food.
Yeah,
Um,
or should be.
Yeah. So that just sounds familiar. At a lot of my family gatherings, weddings, usually there's dinner, and then there'll be coffee and music like that. Like
yeah.
there's coffee, people, and then there's people leave. Like you'll do like a round of goodbyes to the people that are leaving. Then there's music. Then the music, you know what I mean? Then the people that are staying dance and party all night.
Around the goodbyes.
Yeah, and then there's food later on, sandwiches or whatever. Yeah.
Man, I mean, as I say, I have such a big family that round the goodbyes is like 45 minutes.
Takes forever.
But
Yeah.
I feel like almost doesn't really matter how many people are in the room. Whenever I go to say goodbye, it takes a long time, anyways.
Yeah, for sure. I've
But-
been there with you.
But it's like, be like, really, actually, now that I think about it, anywhere I go, whenever I'm sitting there, like, oh shit, I almost like kind of fear leaving. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just gonna
You
be
have
this
to like
big
warm
thing.
up the car. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
think about leaving.
I mean, like less so
Yeah.
whenever it's just like me and somebody or something. But
Yeah.
anyways, whenever it's like like all right, like, but no, so like family things, would be like, oh, you want to go? Yeah, well.
It's a whole
And
thing.
then it's like, yeah, you better start saying bye now.
Yeah,
Like, let's
yeah.
go put our coats on, and then like everyone will
Yeah.
now understand what's going on.
Yeah,
Possibly that's just real too.
for sure. Yeah, I have a pretty big family as well. Like when I go to my actual family get-togethers,
Yeah.
which has like slowed down over the years, but yeah, it takes forever. You pretty much say you're leaving at least
Good for you.
3-4 times, but I guess it probably just shows how much you care too. It's like one of those things where you don't want to leave, but you have to. So you're like, all right,
Well,
like,
it's
you're not rushing to get out there.
Even too though, I have like now, say the last well, I probably haven't been to a family gathering since COVID started. But,
Yeah, it's really
but
fun.
so I was gonna say the last 2 years, and I was like, well, no, so let's say the 2 years before that,
Yeah,
or even maybe even more than that. Slowly, the family's gatherings were getting smaller.
mm,
Was because like my cousins and shit are moving away, but like at peak there could be like fucking damn near 40 people,
Oh yeah.
maybe even more, because
Yeah.
there's like all the little kids and stuff
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Because on my one side there's like 17 cousins. And
Yeah.
on the other side is like 20.
That's the same as my
something like
my
that,
family.
yeah.
Exact same.
And then, so then it's like, the other thing is, I guess what I'm getting at is there's so many people that
Yeah.
sometimes that it's like, okay, I come in, I'm like, oh, hey. And
Yeah.
there's like the people immediately in front of you, like, oh, hey, yeah, oh, hey. Yeah, you know, shake your uncle's hands and fucking
Second
hug
cousins.
your aunts.
Yeah.
and
Second
shit.
cousins.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Zach's my second cousin.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My second cousins are like way older than me.
See, like, so his dad and like his dad's siblings, I used to think were my aunts and uncles because they were so much older than me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just because my mom's side has fucking 9 kids or something like
Oh.
So,
okay.
like,
Holy
that.
cow.
My
The youngest.
Zach's grandma is the oldest,
Okay.
and fucking I don't know where my mom is. I think she's somewhere down here.
Yeah.
But it's right. So
Yeah.
she's old, so she has these kids like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or older, I should say. But anyways, what I'm getting at though is that sometimes you don't get to talk to certain people, and
For
it's
sure.
like, oh, like especially at my one aunt and uncle's house, it's
Yeah.
like you kind of have to go through a bunch of people sitting at tables to get into the other room to like
Yeah.
say hi. So it's like you say hi to everyone here,
Yeah.
and then you kind of like slip into the basement with the other cousins or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you come out and like, you know, you get your food and stuff, and then you might see like 1 or 2 of the people you didn't talk to. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just getting my potatoes. Okay, see you
Yeah.
later.
It's
And then you go do your
exactly.
thing, and then you come back and okay, see you later. And then now I'm just, and then you see where I'm going with this. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about the goodbye thing now,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now the goodbye is like, okay, I have to say bye to the 20 people that I've talked to since I got here.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, now the like 10 other people that I didn't talk
Really
to
get to
originally
catch up with.
are
Yeah.
now like, oh, you're leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, I've wanted to tell you this.
Yeah.
You know, once I saw you, I was going to tell
Yeah.
you. Or like, oh,
Yeah.
did you know this? And it's like, oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. But you prepare for it, right?
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
let's start doing it now because when fucking that aunt comes over and wants to
You're
start
like,
telling me about the
yeah.
thing that she fucking should have told me about
Yeah.
whenever I got here.
Or the cousins. Yeah. It's the exact same as mine. Last like get together was exactly like that. I remember getting there, walking through like everyone like, oh yeah, hi, and like getting established. You know what I mean? And then like talk with probably the ones you're like closest with, and then it's like, yeah, I get food, and then it's like you're on your way out, and it's like, yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but yeah, like you know what I mean? Like I'm on my way out, catch up with them very briefly, and then your walkout turns into 2 hours. Who's up in there? Leo? What's Leo
Happy
saying?
says pineapple on pizza should be a crime. James says if they don't dry the pineapple, it's too watery and it fucks it up. And Leo said, he knows.
He knows.
Yeah, you guys are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I guess it's like that anyway, really, because even too, it's like
For sure.
you start to you're like, okay, cool, yeah, see you later. And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. I wanted to tell you this when I came here, but you
Yeah.
forgot. You're like, oh, what are all the things I wanted to tell them?
Yeah.
And then what are the things we talked about while I was here?
Yeah.
And we have to like go over again, you know?
Right.
like,
Yeah. And I mean, usually for me, it's a couple of years at least before I see some of those people again.
Yeah.
And you know what about my family get-togethers is half of my family is French.
No.
So when we get together, there's translators. You'll stand in a group with people, and there'll be like some French side of my family.
No.
And yeah. So as for me, I don't understand, but some of them do understand both, right? So they'll be standing there and they'll be like, oh, they said this, and some of them will be there with their partners, whether it be a male or female, you know what I mean? And they only speak French,
Yeah.
right? So they don't understand what you're saying at all. The others do, though. They're obviously bilingual. And yeah, it's a whole thing. Everyone talking over everybody. You hear French, you hear English. It's just like,
My one uncle married a French lady from Oh, you know, Fort Plunge.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so fucking, I mean, this is way before I was born, anyways. But so whenever, whenever they like got married and like bought a house and had kids and everything, it was all in Fort Plunge.
Right.
She taught school in Fort Plunge and stuff.
Okay.
So then fucking, my cousins and shit, like we would sit there and hang out and talk and stuff. They were a bit older than me still, but
Okay.
we would, cause he played drums and shit.
Oh, okay.
So we'd sit around and talk and whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I remember as a kid, like not really understanding like why they talked weird,
Right.
like because they had an accent, like it was very, very obvious.
Yeah.
And then, like their mom would come in or something and be like, "Oh hey, like yeah, whatever, you know, like
To their
yeah,
child,
to
right?
them,
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, blah 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 blah," and I'd just be blown away because I'm like, they were just talking to me like normal, and now
Yeah.
they're like, you know,
Yeah.
and,
And
like I
something
mean.
else. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I always was learning French, so I like understood what was going on still. But
Yeah.
it was just like I was like,
It was weird.
I wanted to know what was going on,
Yeah.
you know. And like usually it would just be like they're like fucking leaving or something, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's like there's no big deal. I don't need to know what's going
Yeah.
on, but it's just like, oh, I want to know, right?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? And then like, or even my uncle would just be talking blah 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 blah, and then he'd turn to her and be like, whatever. I'm like,
And both.
oh man, I'm like, stop, no,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I was just like, that's crazy. I was like, how do you understand both so well? You know,
Yeah.
some of them in my family knew both so well, and I was like, that's crazy. Just never. I remember playing little kid games down at the park at family reunions, and we try and learn like grounders. You know what I mean?
Grounders.
Like grounders, yeah, on a play structure.
So
It was like someone would walk around the play area blindfolded, and if they call grounders and someone was actually on the ground, they'd be it. Or they could tag someone, but they're like blindfolded. Fairly dangerous, but usually you would cheat. You know what I mean? Usually you would try and cheat as the person it. But that, for example, like say grounders in French, you know what I mean? We'd like learn that from the French, and then we do that. But like other than that, like the French people knew English. Let's just put it that way. Except for only if they were like partners of one of the older
like
ones.
pretty much everyone that I've talked to that spoke French could understand English.
Doing it, yeah.
And like except for there was like these ladies and I was at the Buddhist museum temple thing
Oh yeah.
in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
And this fucking I don't know how it came up or what happened, but the security guard asked me if I was from Ottawa or something, or if I spoke French or something. I don't know. And he said, yeah, there's these people from Hull in here, they want something. So I went in and was like, I said to him, I don't really speak French, but like I could try. I'm like, whatever. So I went in and was like, hey, I'm trying to talk to him. I was like, no, I can't do it. But then whenever I was at Rockfest one year, fucking, I was with this guy. I think I told the story before on here, but I was with this guy, Simon, and he fucking, he would translate for me.
Oh, right.
So like,
Because you're Montebello,
yeah, and we'd be standing around, like a bunch of people, like they all like, I was in an RV with my buddy, and like they were all camping like outside of our RV.
Right.
So we all ended up becoming friends and
Yeah.
hanging out. But all these people were like going between French and English,
Right.
because they all knew each other and they all spoke French and English.
Right.
And like I'd be like there might just be a couple words, and I'm like,
yeah, because they talk. they'd even talk both.
that's what I'm saying.
Some of them
They'd
would
go-
talk in both.
Well, that's what I'm saying is so they'd even be like, for the most part, whenever I spoke with them at first, we were speaking English.
Right.
And then like I remember the one morning I got up and I was like, oh yeah, what's up? Yeah, buddy was playing his music.
Yeah.
Cedric. He's Timal Garnier is his drummer. But anyways,
Yeah, I remember.
but he was showing me his music and stuff. We're all hanging out, and then like they'd be like, "Oh yeah, so like yeah, I saw you last night, like whatever, oh whatever." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I not even like a little bit. Like, I
Yeah.
can't get it.
Yeah.
So then this guy, the Simon guy, his name, they were like, oh, Simon. And I was like, what do I call you, man? I'm like, I'm English, so I say English words, right? So I'm like, is your name French? And like, I say it English or like what? He's like, you can just say Simon
yeah.
because like I don't care. But he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like my name's Simon. I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
He gets it 'cause he's
Um,
French.
yeah. So
it's
he would always
Simon.
clarify, like, so I would be with people and they'd be saying some shit, and then he would just look over at me, and I probably had some dumb look on my face or something. And
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Oh, he's like, they're just talking about this or whatever,
Yeah.
right?" And like these people came by. We were at the front of this property. And these people came by on the street. They just closed the town down, like for the whole weekend. So there's like fucking no one living there. And well, everyone from out of town is staying there.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, they're walking down the street and they were yelling at us in French. The people I was with yelled back in French, and they were on their way. And then we stood there for a bit, and a couple of them were like, "Oh, like Buddy and his girlfriend," and another dude were like, "Oh, we want to bed." And so I turned to the other dudes. I'm like, "Oh, like, what do you guys want to do?" And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the church." And I'm like, "Oh, what's going on at the church?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "There's a party at the church." Like, didn't you just fucking? Oh yeah, you don't even know what's
You
going
didn't
on.
catch it, yeah.
And like, oh, they said this and this and this. There's a party there. I'm like, okay. So, anyways, we go there, and there's a guy with a big speaker, and just like fucking, it's like a big yard. There's music, everyone's chilling.
That's
And all of a
it.
sudden, this girl like runs through the crowd and runs up to Buddy beside me and gives him a big hug, starts talking and shit. And then the song that they were playing, I just remember it had like it was like a mix, and it was like Kurt Cobain
Okay.
and like some other song like mixed together.
Right.
And so she came up and she's talking to him, and then she like starts talking to me, and she's like, "Oh, blah 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 blah, Kurt Cobain," and I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Like I got through with that one, like we're
Yeah.
good there. And then a little while later, fucking she. I think he like introduced us or something. He's like, "Oh yeah, like whatever, blah blah blah." And then she turns to me and she goes, "Oh," and she's like, "You're in a fucking club or something. It's loud. And I guess not all people have this, but people are shorter than me. So like, say especially girls are quite a bit shorter than me.
Yeah.
So then they want to talk to me and they'll go like this, like, "Oh, here." So
I tell you to come down
and
to
down
them,
and
yeah.
like listen to them. And so she's like, "Oh my god!" And so I get down, and she's like, "Blah blah 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 blah," all this French stuff, and I was like, and I like looked at him, and he was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Sorry, man." He's like, "She doesn't speak English,"
Yeah.
and he turns to her and goes, "Yeah, blah blah blah." So now I'm hanging out with this guy who speaks
Yeah.
both. I speak English, and she speaks French
Yeah.
only, and so then we leave this party. So what happens is they meet at Rockfest every year.
Okay,
Right?
right.
And so this is like a thing. Like
A
this is,
thing.
and I just saw them meeting this year,
Right.
And so then we leave and we're walking down the street, and so she's walking backwards, and we're walking forwards towards her, and like
Yeah,
she's
so she's
talking.
like ahead of you walking.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's talking, and she's kind of talking to him mostly, but then like she would like turn and look at me, like, and then like say
Just
something else,
Trying to include you in the
And yeah, I'm like,
conversation.
oh, like yeah, no.
Yeah.
So then at one point she said something, and he laughed and she laughed. She yeah, and then she like looked, and I'm just walking
Right at
I'm
you.
laughing,
Yeah.
right? And she looks at me and she's like, and she like looks at him and he's like, oh, I'm looking at me, whatever. She looks at me and goes, "We no toaster," and I was like, "What?" And they start laughing, right? So I look
Yeah.
at Buddy, I'm like, "Man, I'm like, what? Like, you guys fucking making fun of me? Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck's going
yeah.
on?" And he's like, "No, it's just a fucking thing."
It's
You
a
go back,
thing,
they
yeah.
say like, how much English do you know? Like, yes, no,
Right,
toaster,
yeah.
or whatever, right? I'm
'Cause you're
like,
not
yes. I'm
understanding
like,
everything.
that much, like, yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
But it's just tough, that language barrier, I guess is all I'm saying. And
Yeah.
I've never actually been around someone that I really was like trying to communicate
Yeah.
with or needed to communicate with.
Yeah,
that
you're out of
completely spoke fucking French.
right. Yeah, because you're in a whole other setting. Like I'm not a family reunion where it's almost like someone's gonna step up and do that because it's
Yeah.
like a family reunion, but you're like everyone's enjoying themselves. You're a festival, like everyone's being them. So yeah,
Yeah, it's funny too because sometimes I find like people who speak French a lot or like maybe like first language or something.
yeah,
I find they actually really with anything. Like if someone has a strong accent or something, I find like they start getting drunk and they start, like maybe they'll speak more in French
right.
or they'll
Yes.
fucking or their
Like, if
accent
they
will get
speak
stronger
both.
and stuff. Like yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah, because they're just yeah.
It's like a buddy of mine. Well, he's not actually really a buddy of mine. He's I guess I don't need to specify, but
Someone
it's a
you know.
friend of a friend. Like
Yeah.
one of my buddies hangs out with him, and he's got a stutter.
Oh, okay.
But like when it becomes like midnight type thing, and he's like, several drinks in, or like fucking, 20,
Oh.
20 beer in.
Only then.
He always has a stutter, but like when he gets to that point,
Right.
it's like he will just like get up and like leave
Oh.
because like he's like I can't
Can't,
do it, man,
right.
because then it'll just be every word.
Yeah.
And he's like,
You try to talk to him and he's just gonna be
"Mhm."
making a fool of himself.
Yeah,
Right. That's unfortunate.
yeah. Like he already like has a stutter, like to the point too. Sometimes he like weird face actually,
Yeah,
like
I
he's like trying to get it out.
Really
but,
makes you think sometimes, you know what I mean? Like imagine. Damn.
I bet you they don't even really fucking notice it.
No, but I was
After a
gonna say
while,
like
you know?
shit, we take shit for granted, you know what I
No,
mean?
it's
Like,
true, yeah.
For real.
Shit, man. Shit.
So-
man. Oh, where's the fucking thing?
You have a buddy that's got a cooking show idea.
No, we have a buddy who's a cook. It's a
He is
restaurant.
a cook,
Yeah,
but he wants to start filming a
Yeah.
thing.
make like where we come from.
Yeah.
Kerala.
What is it?
Kerala,
Kerala?
Kerala.
southern
Okay.
tip of India.
Right.
Okay, okay.
So foods from there.
Yeah.
Type thing. And have
It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's called Flavors of Kerala.
okay.
Where's
My
the place?
bad.
Where's the place with all
Yeah.
the beaches?
Yeah, it's Kerala and Goa.
Is that where it is? Okay,
Yeah.
so I know a guy from there.
Goa?
I don't know if he grew up there or if just like his family's from there.
Right.
But yeah, actually I was talking about Ajax earlier. That's where I met him.
Okay.
Yeah, Arjun.
So well, give us or at least me a history lesson. Where is that exactly?
So it's India's like that.
India, yeah.
India's like that. There's a teardrop.
Okay. Yeah.
At the other side of it, like 500 kilometers, is a coastal strip called Kerala. One
So
of
the north side of
Yeah,
India.
yeah.
Okay.
Not up north, south.
South. Okay.
Outside, yeah.
On the beach, right? You're
Yeah.
saying beach.
Facing the Arabian Sea.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like it's called a state, like a province.
Yeah, okay.
What kind of food?
And it's
Okay.
different too. I was just
There's
gonna say it's different
spicy.
too.
Yeah, but spicy as in
But like
it's not stupid hot. It's
Right.
like spices, there's like you will see when they cook it. It's
Yeah.
like 10 different things they put in, right?
Right.
Like, yeah.
But is it
Yeah.
true that the food is quite different around
Yeah, it is
India, like
south
between
Oh, yeah.
places and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah,
Very, very different. Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Probably different dairy source. And
No, it's just the way in which people
Cow.
get that kind of local flavors.
okay.
And some from up north, they don't like it as spicy as we like it down south.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me
So
the.
most of the Indian food that you've had here mostly is North Indian. food,
Okay.
Okay,
very
okay.
specific.
Yeah, okay.
I only had it one time. I was at the studio that
Oh yeah.
one time. You remember that?
Mhm.
It was a pretty random time, so I wouldn't be able to specify it yet.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
We were doing buffet.
So I'll set up a
but
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
set up
no,
a
that'd be
time.
good.
Let's find out from the guy when he's free.
Yeah.
Because usually Mondays is when he runs around procuring stuff for the week.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because the restaurant
Yeah.
business,
So-
most restaurants are closed Monday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So the thing is, his restaurant is specifically like your area.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
the food that he makes
That's the food,
specifically.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that's the restaurant or if he just wanted to make me that.
That's the
Right.
No, okay, but yeah, no, that'd be a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally down, especially too, because like it'd be nice to adventure into stuff.
Venture, yeah, we were just
Yeah,
speaking about that. So
yeah.
yeah. No, that'd be
What did I
cool.
have the other day? Cheese, paneer maybe.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Paneer?
Yeah, I think it was cheese.
Paneer?
I think yeah.
Cottage cheese.
It was
Yeah.
like had like a dough on it or something like that.
So just
fried
cheese.
or something like
Okay.
yeah. But it was pretty good.
So pretty
No, never had it
American,
before.
I guess. I don't know.
It was Indian.
It was, yeah.
It came with
Huh.
they have like a vegetable. Maybe I'm saying the wrong word, but I think it's and then they have a vegetable paneer thing too.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
almost just like a ball of vegetables that's like fried or something.
Okay.
Or like
So what would be the proper classification? Indian food or
For sure. Yeah. Indian,
Yeah,
South
okay.
Indian.
okay?
yeah.
I just want to
South
make sure
Indian?
we
Yeah.
get that right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and like even too, Bully was telling me one time that like sometimes you guys will cook here and it's like spicy ass shit.
Yeah,
And,
it's
like,
just
I like
natural.
spicy stuff, but like sometimes it's too much to like for a meal. It's like I call it like sport eating, you know? Like, it's like, oh yeah, like I'll eat that to be like, that's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
like,
It's not kind of
you don't want
stupid, you know.
every
high,
single bite
Yeah,
is like,
it's
boom.
tasty spicy.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it builds up on you slowly.
That's what you like. For sure.
Yeah,
That'd be great content.
I like spicy. I was thinking about doing
Yeah, me too.
some spicy things, like little challenges or something like that.
Yeah, we
for,
should definitely
for my
do
YouTube.
we should do a gauntlet, you and I.
Yeah.
Spicy wings.
We should even fucking
there's that guy who does it with celebs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
The score
See?
levels, and there's like
Yeah.
15 of them, and try
Yeah,
one by
we
one.
could even order that because you can order each season. You can order the 1 to 10 hot sauces
Right, yes.
from them. Yeah.
I was actually last year when I got the checkers.
Yeah.
Those I was actually looking into getting the hot one stuff.
Yeah, but I think it's
They
pretty
were-
expensive. Like
Yeah.
even for just a bottle of the last dab, I'm pretty sure it's like 30 or 40 bucks.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
it's
like-
American too.
Yeah. And like even too like a bottle of sauce like that size of
Yeah.
just like some other sauce,
Mhm.
maybe even the same Scoville level and shit, would be like fucking maybe $50 at the most.
Yeah,
But it's just because it has that thing on it.
exactly.
But it'd be cool though to get all of them. Because even too they have that like bomb one, the bomb.
The bomb, yeah.
And there's a guy he does food challenges, like he'll eat things really fast. Like he ate a whole Big Mac meal in a whole Big Mac meal with a large fry and a large drink in less than a minute. And
Crazy.
the thing is not only did he do that in less than a minute, he did it the third try. But like he did it like
so you
this.
tried two
He
times.
sat like this, put it all out. Okay, I'm doing this, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah,
Fucking did it. He's like, oh, it's fucking whatever. Like, oh shit. Well, good thing I have another one. And he pulls it down, puts it down, and he goes, okay, yeah, whatever. Here you go.
that's
All right.
crazy.
Sets it all up, does it. He's like, oh no, I fucking
Didn't
didn't
get
do it. Oh shit. Finishes the drink, fucking puts it away.
Yeah.
Fucking pulls another one out. Does it in like 53 seconds or something. But no, I'm getting off my topic. But he does challenges like that,
Right.
or like fucking whatever
Just
spicy shit. And
food
like
stuff.
yeah. So we did one where he took the bomb sauce
Yeah.
and he made a huge thing of spaghetti and he cooked up like a whole bunch of meat and
Yeah.
made sauce and everything and then he poured like fucking I don't know if it was all or just most, but a
Of the
lot of the bottle, yeah.
Into the sauce
Yeah.
itself.
And he sat there and he was eating it and he was trying to eat it fast too.
Right.
And like he got partway through it and he ended up giving up. And like he was like, man, like that's some serious shit.
Hot.
And so I'm like, holy shit, man, like if like Matt Stoney fucking did that,
Yeah.
then like fuck.
A
It must
whole
be pretty
bottle,
crazy to
yeah.
get up to there or whatever. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it's a lot.
A whole bottle.
It was like in the sauce, I
Yeah.
guess too. So it was like and it was a lot of fucking sauce.
no doubt.
But history lesson wise, yeah. So we were the spice capital of the world at
No way.
one some time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
yeah.
That's awesome.
So there was the Portuguese, like you mentioned, they're
Yeah.
there, the Spanish,
Right.
the
That's
Brazilians,
crazy.
obviously.
So
Yeah,
is there
yeah.
anything specifically grown there, peppers wise?
Oh yeah, a lot of chilies, peppers,
Yeah.
Okay.
curry leaf they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 spices, so many different things.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's
At
cool.
one
Yeah,
point, pepper was as expensive as gold.
yeah,
For
yeah,
real?
yeah.
Yeah, there were wars on pepper.
Holy
No
shit,
way.
yeah.
No
Black
way. Okay.
Shit.
With who?
I think it was the Dutch and the Portuguese.
Oh yeah.
The
Okay.
Dutch
yeah.
and the Portuguese.
Crazy.
Really?
If there's money in it,
Well,
no doubt.
history
Yeah.
101. No, that'd be definitely interesting though, because then we could even learn about that stuff at the same time too.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know much of the history, but the guy you meet, he's
Yeah,
a little timer.
yeah.
He can tell you.
Yeah, even
Sure.
too, if we set up the show right, we could even just come with the information. You know what I mean?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
While he's
Um,
prepping it, he could talk
be
about
like-
it or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
Something like that.
No, that's sick though. Because I remember you mentioned it before too. But now it's a good idea. We have an actual like a fucking structure and idea to actually do it.
Yeah, that's there. That's
Yeah.
cool, for sure.
So yeah, fucking keep fucking tuned in for that stuff.
And to be
Sorry, I swear
honest,
a lot, but yeah.
I know this guy loves the spicy stuff, and I'd actually like to see him
Oh yeah.
taken back by
Yeah.
something. You know,
Yeah.
we've eaten some spicy things, but I don't think I've ever seen him be like, "Oh fuck, man,"
We'll
back
see.
down type thing. So
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. It's fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
It's a restaurant. They
Yeah,
they give for people to eat, not
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I'm
exactly,
just
yeah,
explaining too that it's not like kick your ass spicy
No, no.
stuff, but
The police
But
But if you
pretty
if you
crazy.
want to put it up a couple of notches, you can just have him then and there, and he's gonna tweak
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
but then we can have some fun later
Yeah.
I'm totally down for that.
That'll be fun.
You guys want some of
on.
that?
Are you right? Yeah.
Oh, fucking respecting hip hop in the building.
Hell yeah! Shout out some of that.
Okay.
Right, man.
Well,
Shout out to everybody tuning in. You got what is it? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What day is it today? 29th.
28th. You got until Monday.
Yeah,
You got until
Monday.
the 31st of January to vote for us.
Yeah.
We've been nominated for, I mean, you guys probably already know this, but we were nominated for Faces Awards. So
Podcast of the year.
hit the link in the description or in our bio on Instagram. And vote for us,
Yeah.
please. Yeah. We can
3
vote once
days
a day.
left. 3 days left.
It's 3 votes each.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick.
For sure. Thank you all to who have voted already and who nominated us as well.
Yeah, do that.
Stuttering over my words.
Gangster shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like that I can see myself right here. Okay, well, I think that's just about it. Like I said,
For sure.
stay tuned. There's gonna be all kinds of new content and stuff coming out between me and 4G and fucking Platinum and BC.
That's right.
All right.
Much love, everyone.
Any motherfucking way. Gang. Thanks to VC for fucking
Namaste.
coming to the
thanks, man.
show.
Thanks, man.
And I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
B Show.
Shout out to Jonesy. Get well soon.
Yeah,
See
bro.
you next week in the studio, I hope.
Much love, man.
And yeah, gang to all y'all. Peace out. 4G Audio Podcast. We out of here.
Hey.
Bitch.
Ciao.